Hello tribe, good morning. We're jumping on a little bit earlier today, and today is day 3 of Soul Discovery. Today you are going to need an oracle card deck, and you may want a piece of paper and a pen to write down some notes as we go through this. So I woke up this morning and I was getting ready for today's lesson, and it's all about inner child, rebalancing our inner child. And I got emotional because today is also the day before the anniversary of my brother's death, which is tomorrow. And I was crying a little bit. You could already see it. And that's okay, right? It's okay. It's a hard day. It's a hard week. And it's one that brings up a lot of emotion. But I thought it was so perfect that we were talking about inner child today, because I have so many wonderful memories with my brother as little kids running around in the backyard. And I think that we need to remember what the inner child is to us. What does that mean to you? What is your inner child? Well, your inner child can be this part of you. It is this part of you that wants to be seen, that wants to be heard. And as adults, we often push it away, and we really dampen the voice of our inner child because we think we have all these, hashtag adult life and responsibilities, and we can't be goofy, we can't be silly, we can't sing, we can't do anything that we're maybe not really good at. Whereas children, they just try everything. Children have this innocence. They are more tapped into their intuition. They are able to channel way better than we are as adults because we have all this conditioning that, we're not supposed to be emotional. So children cry, children tap into that higher self, children listen to their surroundings and are really just connected to source energy. So I think it's a really beautiful thing that we're tapping into our inner child today, even if it's a hard one for me and I think my whole family this week. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our oracle cards and we're going to rebalance our inner child energy. And so it's pretty simple. First, all you're going to do, let me know if you're on, say hello if you're listening today. You're just going to fan your cards out. So if you want to shuffle them a couple times first, that's fine. But then you're going to fan your cards out, and hopefully you guys can see that pretty well here. And then you're going to hover your hands, both of your hands, over your cards. And, got a hair in my mouth. We're just going to hover our hands over here. And your hands could be right next to each other. They could be a little bit apart. But really, what you're doing is just hovering your hands over the cards until you feel like it's the right spot to put them down. So I'm gonna put my hands down here and just gently place them. So ideally your pinky, don't move your hands yet, keep your hands there. Your pinky fingers and your thumb fingers are gonna be on one card. So I'm going to pull those cards out. This is the part that takes a little bit of coordination. So I've got 2 cards here that were connected to my right hand, and then 2 cards here that were connected to my left hand. And then the rest of the cards you can just put back together in a little pile, and then we're going to flip these cards over. So they're going to be in that same order, right? So the outer edges are the pinkies, and the inner ones are the thumbs. So we're going to start with the pinkies. So I'm going to turn over both of these outer cards that were connected to my pinky. And again, there should be 2. I have lotus flower, unfoldment, and that's how I feel inside my body today. I feel like something is about to just hurricane out of me. We'll see how that happens, how that goes today. I'm actually leaving to go whitewater rafting right after this video, which is why we're on a little bit earlier today. The second card I have is crystals and focus. So the pinkies together tell this story or message, energetic message that is from your inner child, or an issue dealing with your inner child, or a message from your inner child. So I want you guys to look at these cards, and you're welcome to open the book and see if there's anything inside the book, especially if you're new to this. Absolutely use the book. I've been doing this a while now, so I very rarely use my book, but I'm just going to read into my own energy and what this message might be from my inner child. So the first one is, I'm glad that I was really transparent with you guys to start, because this is, I think to really just builds on that message, which is that my inner child is saying, Sarah, it's okay. Like, you can unfold today. You can break down. You can have a good sob. You can let all your emotions out, and they really want to come out right now. So I think this card from my inner child is really just saying, let it fucking out. And then this crystal card is beautiful, first of all, because you guys know I'm obsessed with my crystals, but also it says focus. And to me, this is more a reminder to focus my intention, my passion, my love, my energy in places that feel good and feel aligned, right? Our adult self kind of gets caught up in the to-do lists and like the little tasks that we think we have to do every single day, right? Where the inner child is saying, hey, focus your attention on that which you love, and you're going to have more joy in your life. Okay. So pinkies, again, are going to be that message from your inner child, and just really the strongest message that's trying to come through today. For you, it may be, maybe you pick a card that reminds you of your childhood. Maybe you pick a card that reminds you of something that happened specifically in your childhood. So it's really up to you to interpret what this means. And then you can write down a couple notes on that if you'd like. And then you'll look at our thumbs. So these were both the cards that my thumbs touched. Oh, so interesting. There's kind of some synchronicity here in the imagery of the pinkies and the thumbs. The pinkies are very similar imagery, and the thumbs are very similar in imagery. So first I got tsunami, which is a wake-up call. This is an intense card. And then I got iceberg, which is submerged. Okay, so I already know what this means, but I'm going to share it with you. So these thumb cards are the supportive messages from your adult self, okay? So inner child was the pinkies, the thumbs is your adult self. What supportive messages does your adult self have to say to help you tap into and rebalance that inner child energy? So this iceberg to me is saying, hey Sarah, you are submerged right now. I've been working 12, 13-hour days lately, so I'm pretty full. Schedule is full. Family is in town. It's a hard fucking week. There's a lot of emotions going on. I do feel a little energetically submerged right now. And the tsunami is that wake-up call. So it's like, hey girl, you got a lot on your plate. You're feeling submerged, like your head is underwater, right? But here's your wake-up call. You can always change. This is in some ways a choice, right? I choose how I structure my days, and I choose to add all these things to my to-do list, and I choose to not give myself the time for self-care versus give myself the time so that's all for self-care. So that's all choices, right? Whereas this is like, hey, that is a choice. Wake up, sister. You can make choices that are going to support you in feeling some more emotions and clarity and joy by snapping out of it a little bit. So I feel like that's the message for my adult self, which is really appropriate for this week because I'm feeling that submerged energy. So I want you guys to, you can do this right now or later, just journal out a little bit of what came through to you today. Was it a powerful message? What's going on? What's the story of these cards that are coming through to you? So you'll journal out some of that just onto your paper. And then I want you to, here's your little action item for today. I want you to create a little bit of a action plan based on this reading, based on the messages that you did receive today. So usually they give you a pretty clear, hey, this is how you need to, maybe not need, I don't like the word need or should, right? But I could take this action to help myself and my inner child feel more balanced. So in the cards that I see today, my action plan, my action step might actually be to let go of some of the responsibilities I have on my plate, to let myself unfold and get emotional, and focus my energy on that which serves me and makes me feel amazing and authentic and vulnerable and let that be okay for today and for this entire week. So make a little bit of an action plan based on the cards that you came up, and I'd love for you guys to share that with us either in the comments below or in a separate post in the Facebook group so that we can all see and hold each other accountable to what are the things that you are creating. What are the action steps you're going to take? Because if you did this reading and you just read it, that's wonderful. Maybe you have more awareness of your inner child and you had a little conversation with her today. What's going to be more powerful is you actually rebalance that energy by taking an action and doing something about it. Cool? If you have any questions, let me know. Always so glad to spend time with you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. See you tomorrow.